everybody, one of Wiisdom here, May 18th now, just after midnight, Wednesday into Thursday. We just took legendary pit boss down the top path, Snake Charmer. And the sole reason for that is aesthetics. Initially my thoughts were let legendary take pit. I was just kind of more personally interested in that path. The thing is though, this is kind of like a grayscale snake, and I don't feel like the green with it. Whereas legendary pit boss with Snake Charmer, his snake stands out better because the mold of the face works better. The other thing tying into that aesthetic decision, pits, if I hit the right button here, that was a Nintendo button. It looks like that. And what does that look like? That is the exact color scheme of standard pit boss. So, difficult decision was made entirely based upon aesthetics. I did factor in, will legendary pit increase damage by way of vipers flying out of the pit? He does increase damage with the pit, but it's unknown to me. Elf type of a thing, and so that was interesting to me, and I felt like this right here is something that he would be in more control over. So that's sort of how I came to that conclusion. I will quickly again mention, I know a lot of you are wanting to see Blastertron and Tidepool unboxed and introduced and upgraded. I cannot find them. My local Target didn't get them like the week before the ad like everyone else's Target did. My local Target didn't have them the night before the ad. My local Target hasn't. They came out in the ad and were officially on the website. There have been a few times I could have ordered both of them from Target.com, but I would have had to pay shipping, and I don't want to do that. So, plus that was actually very few and far between. And I've checked other stores in there either. Granted, it would be like a massive drive for me, but I'm hoping that they're not just like one and dones. You know, like, hey, did you ever pick up Blastertron? No. Is he out yet? Well, yeah, he was a Target. You know, they had him a little bit earlier than everyone else, and it's like, oh, when did everyone else get them? And then people think about it, and they're like, I don't think anywhere else ever did get them. The way it's supposed to, even in the Target ad, it was worded that, you know, it's like kind of a early, you get a, Target got them before other retailers, right? And right now, the problem I have is my Target's never had them. And so, that's where I stand on that. Rest assured, as soon as I can pick them up, for retail or less, whether that be at Target or some other avenue, I will go ahead and get them. I finally landed Pit Boss on this thing, because this is the new controller, not haha. But get them, I'll introduce them, we'll upgrade them, we'll hopefully have a fantastic time. People seem to be more. Personally, I'm more personally think I would prefer a knight, especially Octo Squid Quick Shot Lady. Who knows though? Dr. Crankcase was great, so maybe she can follow suit. But I also haven't gotten to see the Nintendo Direct today. It amazes me how many people at what, like 4 or 5 Eastern, which middle of a work day, and I'm just able to live tweet that. Like, the number of people home after school in our huge Splatoon. This is like just the, you know, media side of people. This is just like everyday Nintendo fans that are just able to sit eat a Nintendo Direct. It's mind-boggling, really. Or 10 p.m. or, you know, 5 o'clock, I totally get it. But a Wednesday afternoon walk there to watch a Nintendo Direct and live tweet it. I don't know. Not sure if everyone sells drugs or something. I'll need to, I'll try to watch that. I can't. I have too much. I have to edit the UHC for tomorrow. That said, aesthetically, once again, dictated my decisions here. Standard Pit Boss looks better with the Viper Pits. Legendary Pit Boss's Snake looks better, which is why we took Snake Charmer. So Pit Prowess it will be for our man Pit Boss here. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to take Pit Prowess. We're going to make awesome Viper Pits. And I've covered the plural on this. This path right here, if you want my thoughts on it, I feel like there are some very subtle and simplistic things that could have been changed that would make it really good. I think it'll still play well in-game, but it's just frustrating to see almost like a cop-out or running out of time or, well, you know, this will be fine type of a thing. And I don't know how Pit Prowess is going to be, but I intend to find out, so that's what we will do. First up, though, I want to do this, the Sky Chi, because by doing it at the start of the video, we can do it again at the end of the video. You've seen it before, but it is called Viper Volley. Hold right trigger to perform your Sky Chi. It is raining snakes. So let's go ahead and back out of here. We'll get 4 ubiquitous training dummies. I should have stayed on that. Dadgum. But would I have fallen off when we pulled the trigger? I don't know. We'll figure it out some other time. So let me get back to the handy-dandy spreadsheet. Scroll up to our standard. With Legendary, I was seeing 41, 59, and 89. With Standard, I had 38 and 54. Let's see if we get those same numbers. 38, 54, 270. Not sure where that came from. Maybe that was like the... Put that in parentheses. But we should be able to showcase it again, and that's what's important. That said, let's do this, alright? The Viper Pits are the tertiary, and that's what we start out with here with the base upgrades. Press Y to create Viper Pits that damage enemies and make your X attacks do more damage and travel faster. Alright, so the way this worked is your primary starts doing 30 to 45, 30 to 45, and 58 to 89. That's up from 21, 21, 36. The Viper Pit itself lasts 15 seconds. When you initially spawn it, like just the staff floating through the air, we'll say you do 16 to 24, and then the pit itself, 15 seconds, 16 hits at 16 to 24. Okay? So, then we come in and you've got Pitmaster. Viper Pits slow enemies down and they will always take critical hits. You can also make one more Viper Pit. So, what you need to know from this is you make 2 Viper Pits. It slows enemies. The pits deal the same 16 to 24 and 12 to 18. And the primary can do all crits at 45, 45, and 89 respectively for the 1, 2, and 3rd shot finale, if you will. Then we will be moving into the actual path. So, let's, just for kicks and giggles, let's do this. We got our 16, there's the 12. He's out of there. Oh, and he's dead. Okay. So we'll get this in. Whoops, wrong. I'm pressing the Nintendo Switch buttons. So maybe the way this works is that the critical applies to stunned enemies. Because it's... Actually, it was working there. It's not working there. Oh, I fell. Dadgum. Let's let him get stunned. And he died so fast. Alright, stun him. I think that must be what it is they're actually stunned. And it's out. I don't know if we determined that last time or not. It was very, very off, I'll say. It was difficult determining that. So we're going to get started here with Restless Reptiles, the first upgrade for Pit Prowess. 1700 is the price. Vipers will shoot out of Viper Pits when they expire and damage enemies. And this is what I was concerned about. Would the Vipers shooting out of the pit do the extra damage that Legendary Pit Boss should do with his plus 10 attack, or would it be considered a residual effect where, hey, he didn't have direct impact on this, therefore it's going to be the same numbers? I didn't know, factoring that in with the aesthetics and knowing that this one would in fact have the damage numbers appreciated, that's why we picked the pass like we did. So Snake Charmer for Legendary, Pit Prowess for Standard. This is the path that intrigued me the most, I will say that. So, see, we get our 12. Let's jump over here. I saw nothing. Let's keep a steady influx of dummies. Okay, I saw 21. I know that's new. Was there a 49 in there? It's like, the problem here is honestly just I don't see the number. I can tell it is definitely something. I think it may explode at 49, and then the Vipers themselves are doing 21. I'm trying to keep them from dying ahead of time. Let me think about this. Viper Pit is 49 to 74 a thing. Half of 49 would be what? 4, 5. So we call that 25. So that would be 74. And then 21 to 32. Is this going to turn out to be anything? We're doing the same damage with the pit themselves. Oh my, that's a lot of numbers in a small area, isn't it? Let's see. I feel like I'm seeing 49 and 21, so that's what we're gonna roll with. Downstairs, let's see what the next one would do.
These mystical runes are tested.
Jumping while in snake form creates a Viper Pit. You can now make up to 3 of them. Okay. Vipers will shoot out of pits when they expire and damage enemies. Alright, so let's grab this one. Can't screw it up too bad. And what I want to do is we're going to come down here.
Let that be a lesson to all my enemies. The snake reigns supreme.
Okay. This is one of my questions I had. Jumping while in snake form. Now this, again, should be worded a little better, I guess we would say. Pit Boss is a snake. And you would think that based on the picture, it looks like standard Pit Boss jumping. And we just did that and we did not make a Viper Pit. So I'm guessing that when we're in Slithering Soul Snake, our secondary attack, we can now jump and create said Viper Pit. So once again, we're jumping as Pit Boss. We look just like the picture, but we're doing nothing. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Now let's watch these 3 Viper Pits. You can see it sort of explodes and then fans a few of them. It's almost like a solar system erupting. So, kind of cool, really. You need to denote you can have 3 jump for create a pit. Same damage, but we will attempt to verify. So let's do this. Let's burrow, jump, and you come get wrecked. Get another dummy here.
Sky Chi power ready.
49. I definitely saw 49s there. There's 1. There's 2. I'll burrow. I'll burrow. I'll burrow. I'll chump. There's 3. There's a couple of dummies. Oh, he was on top of the other one. Fantastic. Alright. So yeah, still the same numbers, but we can have 3 of them. That said, let's come in here. Final upgrade will be really restless reptiles. Vipers will continuously escape the viper pits and damage enemies. I wonder if that will apply to the one that's there or if that times out. Let's find out. Oh, it's gone. Okay. So, hello dummies. Okay, they're doing 21. That's what I had hoped would happen. And we saw 32. Okay, so now I'm gonna spawn this guy in. He's taking the crits. Get this guy and this guy. Perfect. I saw exactly what I needed to see there. I am okay with this. So, have create one. Really restless reptiles. Let's get this guy in. Let's make a pit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Did we do 7? I think. I would love to have this logged appropriately. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I think he could get hit 10 times. The final explosion of snakes missed him, and I think I missed. So, really restless reptiles, pits, vipers, 32, 10x. That's all it is. Just the buzzkill here. Damage never went up. That's and the attack. Just like we called it, man. 16 hits of 12 to 8, and then 16 to 24. We've added the vipers, which I guess they thought was good enough not to worry about it, but the 12 to 18 is still there. And then the duration is the same. It's just we've added the 21 to the 32, which wasn't really even advertised, right? Not that I can think of. Tertiary doesn't mention anything. This one doesn't mention anything. Nothing. Nothing. So yeah, the explosion seems to come in with restless reptiles. I guess that could technically be interpreted in that manner, but it's a really poorly worded way of saying it. Here's my thing, okay? This path is pretty cool. It's what appealed to me the most initially. I do think we made the right choice in terms of aesthetics. I'm very happy with the way this one looks with standard pit boss. I'm really happy with the way Snake Charmer, or the top path as most people like to call it for whatever reasons unknown to me, works with legendary pit boss. Both of them could have been drastically improved with minor changes, but I can ultimately tell you neither of them really stands out in terms of damage, unless of course Snake Charmer, you can just carry a crud ton of enemies, and that lets the more the snakier have some like massive explosion effect to every enemy. The most I can carry is 4. I've covered that in the last video. There's only 4 dummies here. If I go in game, if I go to an arena, we run the risk of leveling up, and that screws up everything we do. We can try and research it now and see how many we can eat, but assuming that's like standard 4 and then superior slitherings, 1 more is 5, that damage probably equates out to what the pits are doing combined with the vipers shooting out. So when you take that 12 to 18 plus the vipers flying out at 15 to 16 plus the explosion, I'm inclined to think they'll come out together fairly even. And ultimately what I am getting at with Pit Boss, if the Viper pits to you are the coolest thing, take Pit Prowess. It's not a situation where I can say, well, yeah, those are cool, and if you like them, you'd probably want to take it, but you get so much more damage with Snake Charmer. Not the case. Same with Snake Charmer. If you love Pit Boss being underground, slithering around, literally like playing with a snake in Skylanders, take that path. It's a situation where if you love it and you like it and that's what you want to see and you're content with the damage numbers, it's not like you're missing the milestones with Pit Prowess, okay? It's not like you're doing 40 damage with Snake Charmer and 270 with Pit Prowess. They're basically even, and I honestly would just say base it upon what you like better. If you've got Pit Boss and Standard Pit Boss, which snake do you think looks better with the Viper Pits, and which snake do you think looks better in the secondary attack form? And that would dictate your decision. So it's pretty cut clean. I would just say take whichever one you like better in terms of what the path is doing, because I think the damage numbers will turn out roughly the same. Only way I could be mistaken there is if Snake Charmer has the ability to carry a crud ton of enemies. Again, I can only test up to 4, so we know 5 is a for sure thing. But if that could potentially be 10 enemies, and then this, what is it called, the more the snakier, that would come with some significant damage that I don't think you're going to be able to match with Pit Prowess. However, you have to keep in mind, with Pit Prowess, you can have the 3 pits. As soon as one expires, you can make the other one. You can take full advantage of the entire life cycle of them. So, it should be fairly even. But again, if you like this, take Snake Charmer the top path. If you like the Viper pits, take Pit Prowess the bottom path. It's that simple with this guy. So, one of the cool things with Legendary is the top path ties in pretty well with this, since you will be utilizing the secondary attack pretty often. Obviously, if you go Pit Prowess, you're going to be utilizing the tertiary attack more. But I'm really excited to see what this looks like. I feel like I've got a good grasp. You got to press B. I would just release it immediately and then stay coiled. Oh my lord. Okay. Stay coiled. Keep coiling. Oh, you know what? That does look cool. I might slightly prefer... I was still coiling there and it didn't work. Okay. That's pretty legit. I'm going to say I prefer Standard Pit Boss as the Undersnaker. I just think the undead green color kind of... But I will say I personally prefer Legendary Pit Boss as the Slithering Soul Snake. Right here, does that look like a snake? Yes. Is it kind of cool? Yes. But the red just looks better to me. It sticks out more. I feel like this grayscale color, it's like the light black grayscale tone, it just kind of walks ground. Whereas typically, with the exception of maybe a few levels, like when you've got like a stone path, grass, dirt, whatever it may be, the red is really going to pop and provide a nice contrast for us. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking things will be. Now let's come up here and do the Sky Chi before we go downstairs, because as you know, I cannot do the Sky Chi downstairs. It's a very sad thing, but it is what it is. So 38, 54, 81
Sky chili is so sweet.
enemies, and I just couldn't. I'll actually add in the 81. It's 54 is 2750. There's 270, but I'm not then quite sure how the 38 sticks around. and, in the editing and see what we can figure out. But that said, man, let's go down here. And like the biggest thing, I know seems like I'm being pretty negative on the guy. It's in part because I really like him, but it's also in part because there would be such simple things that could have been done to have made a drastically improved character, in my opinion. And they would be super simple. But I will say that I think both paths are going to play very, very well in the game. My biggest thing with Snake Charmer, the top path, let's do this. Haha. I just don't know if you get damaged in that or not. If you're immune from damage, take Snake Charmer. If it's a situation where I can come in and eat a bunch of enemies, but then I get wailed on my tail and take a lot of damage, you know, that would be sort of what I expect. But let's go ahead and let me give you a look at the soul gem here, if you can. Oh, I didn't even see the damage numbers. I wish I could get his face to face better. It's looking like 162. Looksin'? Is that a word now? So let's go ahead and log on how to get it to function. So be 81, so that would be critical. In comparison, boss 162 to 243, 70, 66. 57 was thinking. Different. We take this full gem. There we go. My head, but I pulled up 160, 78. Close, very close. We're like super into the chat, you know, Q&A with this side of the game. If you want to see that, let the people know, man. You go tweet Activision and call Toys for Bob, and you tell them, hey, you know, we need your technical people to get on with this one Wiisdom guy and inform us. You know, but yeah, it's a shame that this game is labeled as like strictly a kids game. You know, I mean, it's almost Sesame, and that's all I can say about that. Is there's a whole lot of people that have been missing out on the best platformer in the last 6 years. You know, it's a fantastic series, and yet it's tight. And I don't like with Disney Infinity, which I've never played and never will play. Adults flock to it, you know. Oh, it's Aladdin. And then with Lego, which Lego for me, I loved Legos growing up. It's just like the most expensive. What was that about? Oh. Gotta pay to renew that. Fantastic. That'll take this month's YouTube earnings and then some. But anyway, I don't understand. Like, Skylanders was brand new. It's this revolutionary idea. Toys to Life, everything since then has been like a rip, a take. You know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. However you want to describe it. This is the game, this is the franchise that else. Even when they flounder, even when they get excessively greedy and don't build a solid game for nothing, Skylanders is the game that the first one And that's why it was my favorite. It's still my favorite Skylanders game by a considerable margin. It's something you can't replicate. You know, if maybe Trap Team or Imaginators is your first game, you'll probably hard of throwing it on before you. And I challenges. Everyone complained about them, and then they disappear, and you say, why did they get rid of the heroics? Well, think about it, Einsteins. Oh man, but it really does irk me that this game, even though it was first, is so wrongfully just a little kid's game. Could not. This is coming from history and on the outside. I grew up with Mario. Drop everything if it were to come 3. That's largely, I mean, it's a thing you can say, well, you know, it's not on anything, not on, and it's a shame. Can't escape that. I've done my part. Hey, what a great franchise. Continue to do so as long as I'm having fun. But anyway, I came down here for a reason. The reason is, why did I? Okay, up. Reptiles. I want to watch this explode. Well, okay. God, the numbers. Let's try placing one here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 10. I told you it could be 10. I told you it could be 10. Looks like it could possibly be more than that. But did you catch? Did you catch the small detail? That's the Nintendo button. Watch this. It goes 21 and 21. The snakes, just like from our prior. And that cannot be understated. Now let's see. Or if 74. I think I saw it. Not quite work out as well. If you could just, in the next game, give me a big area that's flat and uniform, same terrain, and let me manually place dummies down, and let me manually, you know, dummies, that would just be lovely. You know, would anyone take full advantage of it like me? I don't know, but I would. There's an awful lot of people that depend upon these research videos to know. You know, it's not everyone and their dog now does pit boss. But what crud is that? Okay, number one, that is entirely subjective. Okay, if I come in here and I make a video, Challenger Hellcat. Define best. Are we talking tone? If you're in Dynamite, and if you've got and they're plus 21 horsepower, and then you could say exhaust in terms of, you know, power gain. The catch, which if you ever watch those videos, this is back you can get. That's entirely everyone and their dog. You could line up 15 people, play 5 every. Okay, that's, I don't know why people that do the best path. Oh, they don't put that. We would do something simple. Putting the freaking people that, oh, pit boss, best path, top path. How many times are we going to path in the title? Then we break it down to distinguish which path we determine is in fact subjective, yet we failed to name for It just blew. And then the people flocked to it. Oh, well, that's definitely the best one. What I can to combat stupidity, and I've got to say, it's a massive battle, and I don't know that we're winning. But I do this numerically. You could come in. There are several instances. If you look strictly one path up, and oftentimes harken back to some, everyone likes media, and yes, is yet I will take boom side of baby, so it's the ideal time to take that. I rest my case. Boom right now in some core elite whatever. Okay, it's her SSA pass, you know, which one are you gonna take? I'm taking Siren Griffin. In my head, I know is statistically superior, yet I personally prefer Siren Griffin. And on the flip side, there are say that's too the numbers like I have. You're wasting everyone's time. Quit clicking those people teach nothing. Watch somebody jump in an arena and kill a round of enemies. Path. You don't even know the. Do they through the upgrades explain what they break them down? Waste of time. And they join multi-channel networks, and my videos get buried, and I get people. I can't believe I had. But I really appreciate it. It's just wonderful. And on that note, we'll one more look at what is truly wonderful, and that is Pit Boss's Soul Gem, because it looks really cool. If we can get it to work, we did. Boom. But question: you have seen Legendary Pit Boss with the showcased, and you've seen which one pathetically. I think, yet at the same time, in attack, so an interesting dynamic there. I will say this: if Pit Boss, when he enters Soul Snake right here, if his entire body was green, I might have a different case. But since only the head has that undead snake skin green, and the rest of him is that grayscale washed out color, the legendary there. But once again, I do believe both of these paths will play beautiful arena. I believe best take if you like Slithering Soul Snake and the subsequent upgrades. Charmer. This, you know, the super pits, which you can have 3 of, and they're pretty amazing. And then you can do this. You will be more inclined. This would actually be pretty beastly, I've got to say, when you start combining it. But oh hey, look, I did it again. I've got the aura. Sweet. I did this at the start, which you would see at the beginning of Legendaries upgrades, Snake Charmer. But where was I going? Somewhere. Secondary or tertiary. I think my recording's wigging out. SkylanderClub.com. Take time voting the polls. It is free. You do not have to be a member. If you want to talk about them, you can do so on the forum if you sign up, or just simply leave your thoughts here on the video. You can follow me on Twitter. I will always tweet before I go live, whether that be on Beam, YouTube, which I've started using because Amazon couldn't deliver Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as they so fraudulently and boldly proclaimed that they could on the day of release, or Twitch, which I have used for years. And apparently a lot of you people never even knew I streamed there, which doesn't help when they are owned by Amazon, which is the company that can't deliver Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So Again, prior to that, I did have good luck with Amazon for the most part, although that company, I would be amazed if they've ever delivered a CD or DVD case and not damaged it. A padded envelope would do wonders instead of throwing it in this huge oversized box with 4 pieces of bubble mailer in there. You know. But hey, it is what it is, man. And I think Pit Boss will be very much more appreciated in that. We'll try to use them long videos, but we got a lot to cover. We do it in more detail than anyone else. And word on the channel. If you enjoyed it, leave thoughts. I'll catch you back installment. Adios.